The Oscars happened recently, and the biggest thing about the entire Oscars was that Will Smith smacked the shit out of our favorite zebra.
Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
And it was pretty shocking. I thought it was fake when it happened. Seemed set up, kinda. But then they started yelling, and my TV cut out, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I saw it like 10 minutes later on like every social media platform ever. So it looked real. It seems pretty real. That was the biggest boost in Oscar ratings, I think, in the last fucking 10 years. I mean, those ratings were going like plummeting. And so having this happen kind of worked out in their favor. I saw a bunch of memes saying that a lot of people didn't even know that the Oscars were happening if this didn't happen. And that kind of blew my mind. And I just have so many gripes with how the Oscars are run. I already have a video on my channel called The Oscars Suck. This is going to be like a part 2, I guess. Specifically this year's Oscars, I thought was almost unbearable. It was so bad. So bad. The first problem I had with it, so the Oscar is trying to reinvigorate themselves. Because no one gives a shit anymore. With streaming and unlimited access to like every movie ever made, does it really matter that the Oscars exist? And with social media and stuff, you don't really need to watch the Oscars to see everyone's gowns and dresses and suits and what all the stupid controversy shit. You don't really need the Oscars anymore. So, you know, why sit through this 3-hour long thing filled with commercials, bad live music, and rich people that you don't like when you can just like catch the highlights an hour later? Like, it doesn't matter. I could do so many things in that time. It's ridiculous. Who wants to spend 3 hours watching the fucking Oscars? No one does. No one does. They need to realize this. So I thought they did realize this. They didn't air a lot of categories, which is a bit strange. They did this a few years ago too. They had a few on a different day. They do this too, like with some of the technical stuff. They have it like the day before, and so they don't invite all the fucking nerds that put in all the hard work to the actual Oscars. But, so they did this again, but they did it a little more extreme. They got, like, I think it was 8 or so categories. It was a lot of the technical ones, like mixing or, like, you know, editing even, which I feel like is a pretty big one. Editing seems like a big one, but whatever. Like, all the ones, like, normal people don't really know what it means, I guess, is what they were trying to say. But a lot of people do. Anyways. So they did this, and then, like, during the commercials, they would give out the awards, like, really quickly and say, hurry the fuck up. And then, as soon as you came back from commercial, it'd say, the Oscar goes to this person, and you don't give a shit, and you forget it in 5 minutes. It was very strange. However, this is an okay idea. I don't mind the whole idea. I think that they chose the wrong categories to do it again, but it's not a horrible idea on paper. What grinds my gears is that it was still 3 hours long. What? What are you doing? You did the whole thing to shorten it, and you made it longer. They made it longer and took away the things that make it interesting. Like, when you take away things like editing and music and all these like important categories that go into filmmaking, you're completely like disingenuous to your own craft that you support through the past 100 years. All the film nerds that are into that sort of thing get gypped, and then the public that aren't even watching it are like rewarded. It's very strange. The worst part is, they replaced these categories, like the time they would spend on these categories, with like worse shit. So it stayed the 3-hour length. It had worse stuff in between, and had no important information for anyone. It was like a 3-hour block of wasted time. There was like a whole sketch of Wanda Sykes going around the Oscar, like, museum or whatever. It lasted like 5 minutes. It went on for so long. I wanted to die. It was like it went on for so long. Oh my god, it was not funny once. Oh my god. Also, they had 3 hosts, which I barely even knew. I started watching it late, so I don't even know what was going on, really. They had 3 hosts, they were all women. They happened to choose, like, the most hated comedian, like, in the world. They chose Amy Schumer. Everyone on planet Earth hates Amy Schumer, besides my mom, I guess. She likes her. She's been accused of stealing, like, 15 comedians' jokes. She's never been funny. She had this really weird bit with Kirsten Dunst where she said she was like a seat holder or something. And it was very weird and it was very unfunny. And I wanted to die. And it went on for another 5 minutes. The Oscars, they piss me off so much. Because it's such a great idea on paper. You reward the best films of the year. The way they go about it is unbelievable. They want to be popular. They want all the young people's attention. They want to be stylish and ooh la la and all this. Bro, just reward the movies. For fuck's sake. My prediction is that in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be completely online. They're just going to drop all the winners, like online. And then just have like an internet ceremony or some bullshit. I don't know. It's going to be over soon though, because the ratings are dropping. So no one gives a shit about the Oscars. So Will Smith came into play this year, and he's the reason that anyone's even talking about them at all. I need you not to judge me for this statement I'm going to say. I've been a huge fan of the Oscars my entire life. I went into this in my other video, but I'm serious. I love the Oscars. I love the showbiz part of it. I love the movie part of it. I usually like the host when they have a good one. You know, I can excuse some cringy jokes or some, you know, good jokes here and there. First of all, they haven't had a good host in the past 5 years, so that sucks. But man, it was just so depressing to see. Because even though those categories that they took away, like the music mixing or sound mixing, and then like, again, editing was one they took away, which is like so important. People say, there's a classic saying in filmmaking. You make a movie 3 times when you make a movie. You make a movie when you write it, when you shoot it, and when you edit it. And when you take an entire of that away, and that, it seems like so out of touch with filmmaking itself that they think that's an unimportant category to share. And they did a cool thing, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, where they'd explain what the category meant and like what was good, or like show a specific scene with like good editing. And that worked. I think that was 2019 they did that. And it was like, okay, cool, I understand. They just gave up on that. They said, fucking exit, no one cares. Let's put Amy Schumer, have her give her a 5-minute stand-up special instead. So the Oscars are just very hypocritical to me, and I don't think they know what they're doing. And it makes me mad. It makes me very, very mad. I think Will Smith and Chris Rock accidentally might have just saved the Oscars a few more years. I'm not even kidding. Like this big thing that just happened, like everyone's talking about it. It's pretty rare to see anyone talk about the Oscars a day after they just happened. But when something like this happens, it's a big deal. So here's my plan how to fix the Oscars. Oscars, the Academy, if you're listening to an idiot 20-year-old in Colorado, shorten that shit up, man. Tighten that shit up. 3 hours long is too long. It needs to be, like, who even watches a 3-hour-long movie? No one did. Come on. It's ridiculous. 3 hours long with 5-minute commercial breaks every 10 minutes. It's genuinely unbearable to watch. So fix their runtime. Okay, this is what you do. You can go host or no host. That's up to you. Maybe no host would probably be quicker, so probably go no host. Started out with, like, I don't know, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, they always have success. Or Chris Rock, he's hilarious. Have them come up, introduce it, and then just go. Award after award after award. No fucking funny business. No nonsense. No stupid preaching bullshit. No nothing. Okay? Nothing. Nada. Awards, 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 awards. Over. That's my suggestion. Because then it'll be shortened to like an hour 30 max. You can still do the songs. You can still perform the songs. I'm fine with that. Okay? And you can still show clips of the movies. You can still jack yourself off by showing like clips of the older movies. You can still have, you know, all the people present and everything. And you can still have even some funny moments here and there. But if I see another skit that lasts 5 minutes and is completely cringy and unfunny, I am never I'm lying, I'm gonna watch it again. But I will be mad again because it's stupid and a waste of time. Anyways, that's just, yeah, man, they need to fix their shit because it's getting unbearable. There's so many problems with it, and they think they're fixing it, but they make it worse. Like, it blows my mind, because the Oscars were insufferable last year. Like, I mean, I didn't even watch it last year. I mean, it was, like, bad last year, because it was all, like, COVID. There was, like, 10 people in the whole theater. They were, like, sitting 10 years apart. It was very strange to see. And it just wasn't entertaining. It was super boring. Nothing happened. It still lasted 3 hours. Like, that's the crazy... It still lasted a long-ass time. So this time, you know, they think they're fixing it. They make it worse. They say, we're taking out the categories that people are interested, like film nerds. Like, I don't want to say myself because that sounds pretentious, but I like mixing categories and things like that. They're interesting. Specifically editing, again, is like so important, because I mean, some really bad edited movies have won editing in the past, and it's very funny. And I want to see what wins editing and why it would win editing. It's very interesting stuff. So they get rid of all those categories and they add a bunch of Amy Schumer comedy. It's like, how'd you go from that to that? Like, it's... Bro, you're lowering your own standards so much. No, that's it, though. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to Chris Rock. It was a funny joke. The G.I. Jane joke. That was kind of a deep cut, but, you know, it's pretty funny. It seemed weird that Will Smith got so upset. I don't have a take on it. I don't give a shit. I'll forget about him in fucking a day. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Nothing matters. Nothing of the Oscars matters. Who gives a shit? Jesus. What even won? Coda? I didn't watch it. My hand shouldn't be raised. It looked interesting. I might watch it later. Talk about a movie I'm just... This year wasn't a great year for movies. Especially when the best movie... Okay. I thought I was done. I'm gonna have another tangent here. So if you want to click off, just click off. I don't care. I'm just talking to myself at this point, so... They suck at nominating movies. They're just bad at it. Blows my mind how many great movies came out this year that they just did not nominate. Now listen, a few I understand. You can't have it being this weird, artsy, dramatic movie in like this pop Oscars, I guess. But Titan, whatever, Julia Ducournau. Can't pronounce any of that movie. But you know what I'm talking about. That movie was fucking fantastic. Even if you, like, you can chop off all the weird shit in that movie, which there's a lot. If you chop off all that, the technical filmmaking aspect of that movie is awesome. There are some genuinely inspiring shots in that movie. And even though the plot is a bit much, it is so well made that it is a shame that it did not get any Oscar recognition at all. It's pretty brutal, because that movie was almost perfect in its pacing and execution, that it gets no technical at all. I mean, come on, man. It has like some of the best moments of the year in that movie. Anyways, in other films like Come On, Come On, I did not see it. I heard a lot of people screaming that it should have been involved in something. I think it should have too, just because, I mean, it's better than half the shit that was nominated. I haven't even seen it. I just didn't like half the shit that was nominated. I mean, The Power of the Dog, again, listen, it was boring. But, you know, it was pretty good. And then my last one I wanted to bring up was Pig. Pig by Michael Cernovsky or whatever. That movie was awesome. That was my personal favorite movie of the year. A lot of people say it's Titan, a lot of people say it's Come On, Come On, a lot of people say it's a lot of other things. My personal favorite is definitely Pig. And I'm a big Nick Cage fan. I've been a big Nick Cage fan since I was a wee lad. And seeing him in like a reserved role with so much heart and energy into it, with a great script, a great soundtrack, some amazing cinematography and location scouting in Portland. No one has ever showed Portland in such like beauty, I guess, since Portlandia. And it was refreshing to see. It was a refreshing take on like this revenge type of plot. It was so awesome. So awesome and so deep. It broke my heart at the end. I mean, it's a great movie. My favorite movie of the year by a mile. 0 nominations. That's tough, bro. Not one. The Lighthouse at least got cinematography in 2019. And that one was weird as shit. Why can't Pig get something? Nick Cage, man. This is his year to win again. Come on. Anyways, those are my critiques of the Oscars. They're bad at picking things. They don't know how to pace their own fucking thing. It's too long, too many commercials. No one cares. They got rid of tons of categories. Amy Schumer, the rest. It was bad, cringy, and not good like it usually is, and I don't suggest ever watching it ever again. But with that, I'm gonna watch the next one just because I'm curious, and that's my burden I have to bear. But thank you for listening to me rant. I had no script. I'm just kind of talking to a camera here. So thanks. Goodbye.